All right, welcome to Super Saturday. It is, April 8th, 2017. This is the second Super Saturday of the year. I think there was one in January. And we have got some amazing announcements. Yes, I cheated and I watched the corporate video yesterday when I got it, and I'm super pumped, and I haven't said a word to anybody, and it's been killing me. So today you guys get to hear all these awesome announcements and things that are coming out. We've also got a training that most of you guys, I'm pretty sure, are Diesel Nation. So our upline, Christina Delgado, made a training just for us, and it's actually really similar to the one that she's presenting at her Super Saturday in Miami literally right now. So she made a video just for us as well, and it's incredible. We're going to have a couple of transformation stories shared. We're going to have a little bit of a training from my own personal coach, my upline coach, Emily Hawkins, who is on here. And and then we're going to get into the corporate video with all the fun announcements. So, hey, I love that somebody is watching this. Hey, Angela, driving in the car. That's awesome. Commitment, right? Just don't wreck. I hope you're a passenger. So anyway, we are going to get right in this. I just wanted to say congratulations to everybody that's on here, because the fact that you're showing up and the fact that you're attending a Super Saturday, even if it's in this whole virtual format, which I've never done before, that means that you're committed to building your business, right? And you want to learn and you want to grow and you want to learn how to develop yourself. And so I'm really proud of all of you guys for that, for getting on, for attending in some sort of way. And now it's going to be up to us to take everything that we learned today, because it's a lot and it's amazing training that we've got for today. Take it and implement it. That is the most important thing that I try to stress at every single training that I do, that I attend, to my team, whatever it is. If you go to trainings and you just listen and absorb and don't ever take action and implement it, it's not doing you any good at all. I mean, it might pump you up for a day or two, but it's really not helping you with your business at all. So implementing is key. So when you're listening to these trainings today, I really want you to have a notebook if you can, or on your computer or whatever, and write down 2 or 3 really key action steps that you are going to take. And then leave this Super Saturday and, actually take action. Start putting these things into practice and do something, and use this to really, truly help move your business forward. Okay, so enough said. With that, I am going to start out with our training from Christina. So I am going to share my screen and hope this works, because I've got her YouTube video pulled up. So here we go. Give me just a second. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Somebody type in the chat if y'all can see. Oh, you should be able to see Christina's video. Cool. Okay, I'm going to get this started, and I'm going to go full screen with it, and so you all can see her.
Hey guys, this is Christina Delgado, and what an honor it is to be here with you during your virtual Super Saturday. You guys know that I love Super Saturdays. It really was what gave me the catalyst to my business. It gave me permission to go after this opportunity, to lead with conviction, to build an amazing organization that you guys are part of, and to continue leaving this legacy with this incredible opportunity, which, if you haven't heard already, this Super Saturday, a lot of exciting things are happening within the company. We have a new fitness program, we have nutritional, and we have international talent on the horizon. Thinking back 7 years ago, I had no idea what was going to come of it. But now, 7 years later, sitting here talking to you guys and talking about basically the rebirth of our company in another freaking country just blows my mind. All it does to me is solidify the fact that we are stronger than ever. We are Team Beachbody. We are going to do amazing things now and in the future, and I'm so proud that you've made the decision to not only become a coach, but pay this amazing opportunity forward. So today I put together a little presentation. It's actually going to be the same presentation that I'm going to present live at our Miami Super Saturday on Saturday morning, which is for you guys today. So I hope you enjoy it. It's basically called hold on, let me go to my screen share. I titled it, What It Means to Go All In Your Teen Beachbody Business. I swear to you that if I had a quarter for every time somebody asked me how I was able to build the beginning of our business, really for the first 3 years as an attorney, as a new mom, I would have gazillions of dollars in my bank account, because that's the number one question that I get. How did you do it? Because everyone, it seems, wants me to give them some success formula. Like, wants me to tell them, if you do X, Y, Z, you will be successful. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. It really, really comes from a decision that you make to make it happen no matter what. And so today I want really to instill within you guys the mindset that it takes to be successful. Not the X, Y, and Z, but really what's here and what's in your heart. And I know Kim titled this Super Saturday event about the heart, and really it all comes down to that. Are you willing to tap in to your deepest, darkest why, and then lead with your heart to grow your business so that you never, ever give up, and you work really, really hard to build this legacy for yourself and for your family? So I want to give you that heart today. I want to give you that mindset so that when you leave here today, when you finish this event, you know exactly how I felt in my heart and in my mind when I started this business to get the momentum that I needed to become successful, right? And we all know that this business takes time to build. It takes patience, and we're going to talk about that today. But I want you to understand what are those key ingredients that were instilled within me because of this opportunity. My first question to you, which is something that you need to kind of look in the mirror and ask yourself, is, are you interested or are you committed? And I love this quote by Kenneth Blanchard. He says, there's a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in something, you do it only when it's convenient. But when you're committed to something, you accept no excuses, only results. So I had to get a quote that kind of symbolizes the mindset that I was in building my business early on. It's this one. I was freaking committed, not just a little committed. I was a lot committed. I knew that this was the opportunity that was going to change our family's lives. And you guys know my story. Well, if you don't, basically my why evolved, right? My why started off with just get in shape and wear a bikini. And then it was seeing how just helping a few people each month was allowing us to pay more to our bills or debt. We were like heavily in debt. And that's when I saw the vision. That's when I saw the potential and the opportunity. And that's when I made a firm commitment. I remember my first summit hearing Barbie Decker say that if this business can pay you $1 million, why don't you treat it like $1 million business? And it was like this light bulb went off, and I said, that's how I need to be business every single day. If I want to be as
Lily, watch your head.
If I want to grow an income, if I want to leave an impact on other people's lives, I have to be committed. And you guys, there's coaches that are interested. And that's totally cool, right? We love them all. I love every coach on our team, whether they are a discount coach, whether they do this as a hobby, or whether they are all in like me. I love them all. But if you want me to teach you how to be all in, then you have to look at yourself and ask that question. Are you interested in or committed? And if you're committed, then it's time to step up your game, okay? But, you know, I know it's kind of crazy, this whole opportunity, because, I mean, who can relate to this picture, right? I totally can. You know, when I started this business, I was a brand new lawyer, practically, I think only 3 years into my legal practice. I had a 2-year-old and a 4-month-old when I became a coach. I was in the worst shape of my life. I had a marriage that was obviously in a very stressful situation, having to deal with career, with home, and with kids. We were massively in debt. We were losing our home. I was trying to save all of this every single day. And this is what I look like, right? And I'm sure that if I asked you guys to raise your hand and tell me, does this look like your life? You would probably raise your hand, right? Because it is life. Life will always be there. And life can be beautiful and life can be really complicated. And we know that. And, you know, sometimes we look like this and then sometimes we look like this, right? That you just don't know what to do yourself. You are going crazy because you are being pulled in 30 different thousand directions. And I get it. I've been there, you know, with bosses yelling at me, with, you know, kids yelling and late for their extracurriculars and daycare and this and running. And I mean, you know, the homework, packing lunches, and you just want to scream. And then you decide, hey, let's throw something else on top of the mix. Let's become a team Beachbody coach. And it's like, congratulations. You are not only the busiest human on the planet, but guess what? You just opened a business. And I know this is kind of funny, but this is pretty much the process that every single coach goes through, right? We are busy human beings. That is just the nature of the beast. We have a million things going on, and then all of a sudden, somehow this opportunity lands on your lap, and we think it's a great idea to start a business. And we do that because there's something tugging at our heart to do this, because there's something that tells you you want more for your life. You want more for your family. You want to be healthy. You want to have others feel like you feel because you're drinking this amazing shake and you're working out at home, and this is too good to keep to myself. I need to pay it forward, and so I'm going to sacrifice to make it happen. Am I right? But here's the thing. So many people, they treat it like an option instead of the solution, right? If this is the answer to everything you've always wanted out of life, whether it's health, whether it's financial, whether it's community, whether it's freedom, whatever it is, if this is the solution, if this is what can provide to you everything that you want, what pains you in your heart, what drives you in the morning to get out of bed and go after this, why are we treating it like an option? It's not an option. It is just a new way of life. So before I even get into what that looks like, right? What I did to be successful when everything was pointing to, you are going to fail, Christina. You are going to fail because you have too much going on in your life to now have to start another thing, right? A business that you have to tend to, you have to learn, you have to grow. To me, these are the prerequisites to the activities that get you to that point where you are all in. Number one, you have to be able to articulate your why. This one is critical, it's clutch, it's where I think a lot of people fail to see why it's so important. Your why is your anchor. Your why is why you get up every morning and fight like hell for this business, why you fight with your team, why you fight with the inner demons that are inside of you telling you, number one, you're not good enough. Number two, you're not making any progress. Number three, you're wasting your time. Number four, you're wasting your money. Number five, you will never be successful. It is your why that says, shut up. Yes, I will, because my family needs this, because I need this. That's your why. When you can articulate that, not just think about it, but actually speak it from your mouth to somebody else and say, you know, Kim, this is why I'm fighting, because I need this, because this is what I need for my family. You are on the right path, and it's got to be deep, and it's got to be in your heart, and it's got to be ingrained, and it's got to make you work. If it is not doing that for you right now, that is not your why, right? That is not your why. You need to figure that out. Whether it's something your child told you, whether it's something your spouse told you, whether it's something that in your heart of hearts, you know this business can provide to you, and you've always wanted to feel XYZ, then you have to tap into those emotions. Number two, you've got to believe. And this is so multifaceted. I could talk about this for days, but you have to believe in Beachbody. You have to believe in our products. You have to believe in our team. You have to believe in yourself first and foremost. Without that belief in yourself that you can do this. I woke up as a baby lawyer with the world coming down on me, and then piled this opportunity on top. When I made the decision to go after it, to go all in, I believed in myself. I said, Chris, if that person can do it, so can I. It wasn't why, it was why not. And I believed, and I still believe. I still believe in myself. I believe in our team more than ever. With the I Am Team Beachbody campaign, I am reinvigorated with this opportunity. And you better believe that I believe in Beachbody and where we're going, what we've done, and what we're about to accomplish when we head international, and even still all the work that we have to do in the United States. Number three, you've got to make a decision. You can't be wishy-washy about this. You have to say, I'm going to be successful. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to make it happen. The decision is all yours. So many people make the mistake that their success is predicated on somebody else doing something with the opportunity. That is false, that is misleading, and that is not how our business works. You want to be successful, it is you who dictates your success. You want to make an income, it is you who dictates your income. You want to advance in rank, it is you who advances in rank. It is not anybody else. It is predicated on the work that you put in staying in phase one in your business, in building challenge groups, building coaches, then mentoring those coaches that creates the success. It is no one else. It is nobody else's decision but yours. Decide today that you will be successful. Number four, you have to think big. You know, I was on a call this week that really solidified this point to me. And this person, his name is Josh Coates. He mentors Beachbody coaches. He's wonderful. He said, you know, if the goal is elite, that's not big enough, because that's not sexy. That's not legacy. That's not big enough to make you freaking work, right? Because you'll give yourself an out. If you don't hit, you'll give yourself an out. You'll say, you know what? I'm content with not being an elite coach, or I'm content with not hitting X, Y, or Z goal. The goal, the vision, this opportunity, and what it could cause in your life, it has to be momentous for you. You've got to think big. You've got to think future. You have to think, what legacy do I want to leave? Because that will wake you up in the morning. That will get you talking about the opportunity. That will get you moving forward. Not, small goals. Okay? You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You can't stay within the confines of your comfort zone, right? There's no business that ever grew in that little bubble of your comfort zone. It's those that become totally comfortable being uncomfortable on a daily basis that get to grow their business. I remember early on, I used to tell this to Monica Lopez. I used to say, I wake up every day with this fire in my belly. I wake up every day wanting to do more. I get nervous. I get anxious. And those were the feelings in the pit of my stomach that I had when I started building this business. I got uncomfortable, and I talked to people, and I posted on social media, and I got completely out of my comfort zone in order to make this happen. You have to as well. Number 6 and number 7 go hand in hand. You have to be relentlessly consistent. You have to be relentlessly consistent. And the reason why is because consistency is what builds trust. And trust is the number one asset, the number one tool that you have in getting people to say yes. Without consistency, you are dead in the water. Without consistency in your fitness, without consistency in your social media, without consistency in your inviting, without your consistency in building challenge groups and hosting sneak peeks, you're shooting your success in the foot. You're never going to move the ball forward. You've got to stay in the game day in, day out. And like I said at the beginning, you do things no matter what. I show up to my business every day. I showed up to my business every single day as an attorney, trying to make it happen. Every day, you knew that you could count on me. I want you to have that same mindset. Number 7, you have to be patiently persistent. And that's kind of like an oxymoron, right? Because you have to stay persistent in this business. Because let me tell you guys, for a long time, for maybe a year, you're going to be working, and the compensation isn't going to match the effort. But you have to remain patient, right? Be persistent, but also know that your work ethic, your ability to constantly move the ball forward in your business, continuously asking yourself, what's next? That's what's going to pay off. So stay patiently persistent. Number 8, you have to rule your mindset and personal development. I'm going to talk about it in just a second. You guys, this is where the success pendulum swings. It's mindset, right? Some people stay in the middle, but if you want to gain momentum, if you want to be really successful, if you want to move that ball forward, you have to rule your mindset. Because you guys, if you've been in the business for a while, you'll understand this. If you haven't, just think of this like any other business. There are wild ups and downs in this business, right? Some months are great, some months are a little bit tougher. We have seasons in our business, right? Like the first 3 months of the year are always really, really great because people are committing to their health and fitness. And then we have this up and down, up and down, up and down. And if you're not tough mentally, then guess what? It's going to be super hard for you to remain. What's number 6 and 7? You are relentlessly consistent and patiently persistent. Okay, so rule your mindset. Number 9, you are a CEO. Just like I just said, you are a business owner, right? So I want you to think like a business owner. I want you to strategize like a business owner. I want you to always remember that you are your business. So you have to show up every single day. And number 10, you can't be afraid to lead, right? Once you become a Team Beachbody coach, once you start sharing this opportunity, once you make the commitment to go all in involves you stepping up to the plate and leading people that want to be led. And this means in your challenge groups, and this means in the coaching opportunity within your organization. You have to lead them. You have to lead them with energy, with passion, with compassion, and with enthusiasm. Okay, so you guys, for me, these are the prerequisites. These are the things that before we even get to the activities of what to do to be all in your business, these are the things that I need you to kind of put up on your wall and kind of check off how you're doing in these categories, because these are the emotions, the feelings that I had when I started growing my business. All right, let's talk about now, what are the activities, right? Get to work. You know, one of the things I left off on the prerequisites was you got to work hard, you know, and I think that's a given, right? So many people, I see them posting on social media that they say, work smarter, not harder. And I'm like, while that sounds cute, to me, if I'm growing a business that I want to leave a legacy, that I want to 100% impact the future of my family, I want to work smart and hard, right? I want to accelerate my success. I don't want to do things easy. I don't want to do things that, will cause a little bit of results. I want to do things that cause a lot of results, okay? And I hope you're on board with me on that, because I really do think that hard work and that grind and that hustle are just part of growing a business, right? Just because it's network marketing doesn't necessarily mean that we're immune from hard work. I think that's what builds character. So now we have to talk about the 3 different components of, what is it that I did to grow my business? And when you look at them, mind, body, people, I hope as a coach, it jumps out at you that I'm talking about the 3 vital behaviors. Now, I left off recognition. I know we have 4 vital behaviors now, but mind, personal development, body, be proof the products work, and people. You got to work with a lot of people in order to build this dream, right? So let's break it down. And I love this quote from Jim Rohn, who is, by the way, one of my favorite motivational speakers when it comes to the business that we're in. So check out, it's called Growing Your Network Marketing Business with Jim Rohn. You can just Google that, YouTube it, and it's an hour long. It is literally the first ever audio that I listened to that opened my eyes to this incredible business. So I encourage you to do that as well. In fact, it would have been awesome just to play that one day on a team call, because it is so phenomenally good. All right, an investment in your personal development is the best investment you can make. So simple, yet so profound. Why? Because we spend so much time trying to invest in different things. And you guys, listen, I'm a big believer in investing into your business, investing in trainings, investing on how to run ads, investing on how to do XYZ, and all of that is important. But where I pump the most money is into personal development, whether it's going to live events, which you guys know I love, whether it's hiring a life coach, or taking our leaders to Entre Leadership next month. Like, that's where we know it's not if this is scientific. I guess that's what I'm trying to, the words weren't coming to me. This is scientific, that the more you invest and study personal development, the bigger your business can be. Now, you can be successful without personal development, but when you inject yourself with knowledge, with growth, with leadership skill training, with mindset training, with what's the word? The word is escaping me. Abundance training, with the strength to overcome challenges and obstacles, it exponentially changes the game, right? It exponentially changes how you view the business. It's almost immediate. Like, you read a book and it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Like, one of my favorite books is Starts With Why by Simon Sinek. I mean, there's so many, you guys. Good Leaders Ask Great Questions by John Maxwell. Anything John Maxwell. But if you think that we're just telling you to do personal development just to add more crap to your day to do, you are wrong. The most important thing that you can do for your business is to invest in your personal development. And that's what I did, you guys. One of the first things that I did as a coach, when I started to see the business more in a all-in kind of sense, was I jumped on a plane and headed to Danny Johnson to a live event. And let me tell you guys, I always thought that personal development was kind of this like quack thing that only crazy people did it, until I stepped foot in that event. And it was like aha moment after aha moment after aha moment after. I mean, it was like they were coming so fast that we would go to sleep like at 8 o'clock because I was exhausted by the energy that was like drained from my body. It was insane, super intense. Guess what happened after that? I came home, Becky came home, Mindy came home, and we lit that up. We were like on fire. I mean, it's kind of like what Super Saturdays do and what Summit does, but imagine injecting more of that into your business. It'll just change the game. And on top of that, guys, it's not just for your business. I mean, I think I can probably say for a lot of you, even for me, Personal development has helped my parenting. It's helped my marriage. It's helped my views of the world. It's helped in so many facets of my life that even in just that sense, it is absolutely worth it. Let's talk about your body. And this is my quote. Danny was laughing when I showed him this. He's like, me? I'm like, yeah, I just made it up. Bring proof the products work consistently is how you build and earn trust. And I talked about this just a second ago. You guys, trust is the number one asset that you have to grow a business. I say it all the time. I'm not perfect. In fact, my brand, my fitness brand, is this imperfection, right? The fit-ish lifestyle. The one that likes to be fit, loves to work out, but also likes to eat and have her cocktails, right? And that's how I've built my brand. But everyone knows that I show up. And even in the throes of some of the most difficult times of my life, prepping for trials, all of that, working, kids, I showed up to my fitness every day. Every day. And what did that do? It built enormous amounts of trust, not only in my warm market, but in my cold one too. And that is inspirational. And that is what gets people to commit to joining you. Let's talk about people. I love this quote because it really does symbolize what we do as coaches and how you build success. You can have everything you want in life if you will just help other people get what they want. God, I can talk about inviting. I can talk about overcoming objections. I can talk about all of that. But if you don't get what this business is about by just reading that Zig Ziglar quote, then you're missing the boat. Whether it's in your challenge groups or whether it's on your coaching team, if you remove yourself from the equation, if you say, this is not about me, my goals, it is not about me. Yes, I have goals for my family and for my life and for my legacy. But if I can just help other people get what they want, then I will succeed. And that is what this business is about. You know, Lindsay Matway says that your income is a reflection of the amount of lives that you change. I agree with that. So when I tell you go all in, it means try to help as many people get what they want, right? Let's not set minimums in our work. Let's set maximums, because in order to build success, you have to go for it. You have to think big and act really, really, really big, helping as many people as you can. You know, we got 30 days to hit Success Hub. In those 30 days, I want you to work incredibly hard, connecting with people and building relationships and gaining their trust in order for you to get them in that challenge group and then deliver results in that challenge group. Deliver results in their coaching business by mentoring them to success. So I want you to ask yourself today, let's have a gut check moment. Are you working in minimums or are you working in maximums? Right? And Gary Keller says, don't let small thinking cut your life down to size. Think big, aim high, act bold, and see just how big you can blow up your life. If you want big results, my friends, you have to act big. You have to be bold. You can't just kind of squeak by with SC6 at the end of the month and think that repetition over and over again is going to create the momentum to create a long-lasting income, a deep and residual income. It takes maximums during the entire month. It's shooting for SC10 or higher. It's helping an amazing amount of people every month get what they want out of life, whether it's in their fitness or in this business because of this opportunity. Look yourself in the mirror and say, can I do more? Just this week, I was reminded of this concept, right? So many people say, I want to hit Success Club 5, right? So what that happens is it sets your potential really low, right? You're just doing enough work to get your name on that recognition. You're not doing enough work to create a legacy, right? It's so much more, you guys, so much more than your name on that recognition poster or that prize that you're going to get for hitting Success Club. These are lives that you can impact. So why not set some audaciously big goal for yourself? And let's do it this month. Let's do it next month. Let's do it every month until you can prove to yourself that you can do it, that you can accomplish something big, that yes, you can hit SC20 and sponsor 5 coaches in a month, or even more than that. But if you are setting the bar low for yourself, guess what? Your actions are going to be low. The bar is going to be low, and all you're going to do is kind of just hop over that bar. I want you to get that javelin, and I want you to run, and I want you to climb a 30-foot pole, because that is what going all in means. That is what going all in. I remember the days, and I'm almost done, I promise, but I remember the days early on in my business where I didn't get this concept. And I would hit SC5 and sponsor 1 coach, because those are the requirements for Success Club. And I did this over and over and over again until someone, and I think his name was Keith Colombo, he's in Becky's upline. He said, why do you guys always just hit SC5 and sponsor 1 coach? And we just said, well, that's because that's how you hit success. And he goes, but I think you can do more. Why not do more? And it was almost like, okay, now we have permission to act incredibly bold and do big things in our business. And so we did. And that created an amazing organization, right, that you're a part of. It created the momentum that we needed to grow our income, to advance in rank, to do all the things that we've done. So I'm giving you permission today to go after it, right? To stop setting the bar low, to go all in. And instead of asking what's the minimum amount of work that I need to do to get to Success Club or to attain success, set your potential sky high and try to reach that. And even if you fail, you're still doing way more than if you set a low goal.
Right.
So I'll leave you with this. And I'll talk to you about this image. I love this quote. It says, it's amazing how people think 4 years is a long time to succeed in a business, but think it's all right to stay broke at a job for 40 years. Art Jonik. So this picture was taken on a boat, and I'm pointing at the office building that I used to work at. And of course, you guys know that Monica Lopez worked with me at that office. She was my assistant. And I remember sitting in that office before this opportunity, thinking, this is it. You know, this is my life. I come to work every day. I battle an hour of traffic. I sit here. I deal with very stressful situations. I get pats on the back at the end of the year when bonuses come around, because guess what? You're not an A shareholder, and so you're not getting profit sharing. And so good job, Cristina Delgado. Try again next year. Go and try to have fun on the weekends, because guess what, lady? That's the only time that you'll have in your entire life to enjoy your kids, your family, and your life. And then Beachbody came into the picture. And I realized that I was going to work, that I was going to go all in, that I was going to set maximums for myself, and I was going to get out of that building. And I was going to show them that there is another way of life, that there is a better way to live, that you can achieve freedom, that of everything, of body, mind, and spirit, because this opportunity allows for that. So take the 4 years that you have in front of you, and instead of saying, you know, it's going to take me too long to accomplish that income goal, say, how hard do I got to work to make it happen? And in 4 years, if it doesn't work for you and you don't find the benefit of being part of this amazing community and enjoying the freedoms that it can offer, then that's a different story. But if you give yourself those 4 years and you go all in and you dig into your why and you pour yourselves into people and you bring the heart into your business and you stay consistent and you stay patiently persistent, then let's talk. Let's talk then to see how your life has changed. So you guys, that's my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, if you guys have any questions, you can let me know. I hope you enjoy your Super Saturday event. I am incredibly honored to have been asked to be a part of it. I hope you found this beneficial as well. Listen, this is a big month for our team. This is a big month for your business. Gain that momentum and ride it, and absolutely set maximums for yourself and go after it, because you are worth it and your why is worth it too. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
How awesome was that, guys? Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. All right, can y'all all see me again? Cool. That was amazing, right? It was like I never even listened to it a couple days ago when she sent it to me, and I got chills and started tearing up and everything all over again. She's just so awesome. She's so motivating, and everything that she said obviously is 100% true. And so anyway, take your notes from that and run with it. Like run, work hard. Like she said, give it 4 like serious good years where you're actually trying and not just pretending that you're trying and not just saying that you're trying, but actually doing it, and actually committing to this business, and you will be freaking amazed at what can happen. I've been a coach for not even 4 years now, like 3.5 years. And in that 3.5 years, it has completely changed every single thing about my life in an amazingly positive way. If you haven't shared or heard my story, I'm not going to share it here, but I put a little video clip in our event page so that you could see it if you wanted to hear just my background and that sort of thing. But like I said, give it 4 years and actually go all in and do it. Even if you're like still working at a job and you only have an hour a day, guess what? Hit the ground running and focus and get in that hour a day and actually be productive during that hour that you have. Don't just scroll Facebook, because that's not working. Actually work your business. So anyway, huge thank you to Christina for making that training video for us. It was amazing, and I'll ask her if I can make that link public to all of you guys that are on this call. And if so, I'll put it in our event page. I know she's got it set like it restricted so nobody else can see it. So I'll shoot her a message later today. I know she's at Super Saturday and everything now, but and I'll let you guys know on that. So next up, I am super excited to welcome Samantha Condon. She is an amazing team member of ours. She's quite a ways down in my downline, but she is killing it. She's doing awesome. And she has a very powerful story to share. And I don't even know the whole thing. I just know bits and pieces. So I'm super excited to hear her story. And I know it's going to be really inspiring to everybody. So Samantha, I am going to turn it over to you.
Can you hear me?
And I'm going to, where'd you go? Yes. I can't find you though. I can't.
Oh, okay. Hear me.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Yeah. Are you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find, there you are. I'm going to make you big. There we go. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, my internet connection is not the greatest, and I actually had to switch to my phone.
You're all good.
Okay. So I'm Samantha Condon. I live in the Seattle, Washington area. Kim's in my upline. Brianna Edwards is my coach and mentor. She's fantastic. A little nervous because this is only the second time I've ever told my story fully in public. The first time was in a coaching sneak peek on Tuesday that we did. So excuse me if I get really emotional and nervous. But I started, so a little bit of background. I've been active my entire life. In high school, I was a dancer. I danced for 15 years. I was actually a vegetarian for a couple of years. And Beachbody for me is not so much about a dramatic weight loss as it has changed completely my relationship with food, diet, and how I view my body in terms of how I fuel it and taking care of myself. So I haven't had a dramatic weight loss. But it's completely changed my mindset. And that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. And that's what my story starts out with. So in high school, I was a vegetarian for a little bit, and not because I had any kind of convictions about animal cruelty or I didn't have any health reasons. I just was like, oh, I'm going to be a vegetarian. So I was a vegetarian for a couple of years. And I've always had not issues, and I hated my body, but I've always had issues with just generally, I think everyone does to a certain extent, and a bad relationship with food, just generally. I think a lot of people struggle with that. And so I stopped being a vegetarian because I got really sick. And this was right before I went to college. Then I went to college, and for whatever reason, and I really don't have an explanation, even though I've gone to counseling and everything, for whatever reason, I was actually bulimic for probably, I think, about 8 months or so. I gained that freshman 15 that everyone talks about, their first year of college. It was pretty eye-opening. It was very depressing for me, but I became bulimic. Binging and purging, it's not a very comfortable topic to talk about. And sorry, I'm getting really emotional. Like I said, this is only my second time ever sharing this about myself. It's very, very, very personal, as I think health is for everyone. But anyways, it was a really bad time in my life, just with in regards to my relationship with food. I ended up going to see a counselor because I recognized that it wasn't a good, healthy habit to have. But on the opposite end of that, I went from binging and purging. After about 6 months of counseling, I went to the opposite end of that, and I just went straight to binging. I worked out. I've always been active. I worked out 5 to 7 days a week. I ran 20 miles a week in college. I went to the gym for an hour daily, hour, 2 hours. And I justified my binging habits in my last 2 years of college, and even when I moved up to Washington, because I went to school in California, I justified my binging habits by going to the gym for an hour, 2 hours a day. I think we've all been there to a certain extent. We eat something, and then we feel guilty, and then we have to work out. And it was just this constant cycle of just negativity around working out, eating, not feeling good in clothes, without clothes on, anything. I mean, and so there's a lot of residual still feelings about food that over the last 6 years, I've been in Washington for 6 years, that I've tried to deal with, and it's been really hard. So when Beachbody came into my life, Bree was doing, sorry, is there feedback?
You play Pokemon, you have to learn how to read.
When Beachbody came into my life, I was watching, I'd done Advocare cleanses, I had done Whole30, I had done juice cleanses, anything to try to get my body back on track, and try to figure out how to have a better relationship with food. Fast forward to watching Bree with her Beachbody journey. I was watching her on social media, and we're really good friends, so I had been talking to her a little bit about how her challenge had gone, and she was just having really great success, and it had been completely changing her life, mostly from what I was seeing from a mental aspect, from that emotional, that deep-rooted, like, not a huge dramatic weight loss, not a huge, like, oh my God, I dropped 30 pounds in 30 days, it was amazing, but just to watch her become a stronger individual emotionally and mentally was just amazing. And I was like, I think I need that. And so I actually bought a challenge pack from her, I think last July or August. And I wasn't doing well. I had been working out. I'd been doing a program pretty early in the morning, and I was really good with working out. Not a big deal, but still the binging habits were happening. I mean, I would come home and eat a bag of Doritos, and then I'd feel super guilty about it and go to class the next morning and work my ass off. But nothing was changing. And I knew in my heart that what needed to change was my eating habits and the way I viewed food, but I didn't even know the first place to start. How do you change something that you've been doing for so long? You can't without a lot of help. And I had been trying and nothing was clicking. So I bought a challenge pack from Bree. And I think I was going to go do the challenge. I want to say I was going to start in August, but I didn't. I went strong for about 10 days. And then I was like, oh no, I'm too busy. It's too much to think about. And so I stopped. And I think I don't know that I would be, I mean, I don't know where I would be right now if I hadn't stopped and then restarted, honestly. Because I stopped and I had a litany of excuses as to why this wasn't going to work for me, why I wasn't feeling different when I was drinking Shakeology, why, I'd already been doing super hard workouts, so the workouts in 21 Day Fix weren't just going to cut it for me because they weren't those super intense hour-long workouts. And so I had all these reasons why, not going to work, I'll try something else, blah, blah. Well, my husband and I were going on vacation in November. And so 2 months later, I did that in August. So in October, I told Bree, okay, I just have to do this 110%. I have 30 days till vacation. I want to feel good in a swimsuit on the beach. I want to feel good in my dresses. I want to feel better. So I decided to go in 110%, and I did. I did the 21 Day Fix challenge, and I did it for 30 days, right up before my vacation. And the thing is that, like, I've done challenges for the first 10 days, you're really good, and then you justify being really good, and you're like, oh, well, I've been really awesome the last last 10 days. I'm totally gonna have a piece of pizza, and that piece of pizza turns into ice cream. And then, it just snowballs. And I had committed to 30 days before going on vacation, and it was amazing. I don't know why in that particular moment in my life it just clicked, but the eating plan, the portion fix containers, just the ability to have, you can have pizza on this plan, and you can drink 4 ounces of water. You can do these things. It's not a deprivation cleanse. It's not a deprivation diet. It's not anything of those. It's something that's truly freeing, and has totally changed how I view the way I eat, and the way that I view food itself. And so I did the challenge. I lost about 8 pounds, which was amazing for my self-esteem. I went on vacation. It was amazing. And I just remember Bree telling me also, like, personal development. And she was telling me about how she'd been reading and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. But then when I got back from vacation, I was like, I think I need to do this coaching thing. I think I need to do it, because I was feeling like my viewpoints on food had completely changed. I mean, I've been anywhere from vegetarian. I was bulimic for almost a year. I was binging, and this food plan, this meal plan on that Beachbody provides for us is so comprehensive, and it doesn't deprive you of anything. And so for me, that was the biggest thing. I never want to feel like I'm missing out on something. And so when I had that mental shift, and that the food plan, and then just the overall community within the challenge groups, it just changed my entire mentality about the way I look at how I nourish my body, and how I put myself first, and how I take care of myself. And so I told Bree I wanted to become a coach. And so I became a coach in December, and it has been one of probably the most rewarding and amazing things that I've ever done in my entire life. Just the conversations that I've been able to have with people that I haven't reached out to in a really long time, and share my story. Parts of it, not the whole thing, because I'm still working up to sharing with everybody what my story is. It's very nerve-wracking, but honestly, I feel like our ability and our desire as coaches to want to help people is such a great honor. Like, health is such a personal issue for people, whether it's weight loss, whether it's eating disorders, which I don't think are talked about enough, or whether it's that ability to, have mental clarity when it comes to feeling good about yourself. I think that as coaches, we have the greatest honor in the world to be able to help people, and also help ourselves along the way. And so, whew. Anyway, that's my story in a nutshell. I'm really, really excited to be on this journey with everyone. And I'm really excited about our little team, and just the number of people that we're going to be able to help is just incredible to me. And it's going to actually make me cry right now, because it's just such a huge thing. You get to help people, and you get to touch their lives. Sorry. Anyways, I think that's all that I have. I don't think I've missed anything. So Kim.
You did awesome. No, thank you so much. Let me just switch it back to gallery view here so we can see everybody. You were amazing, Samantha. Thank you for sharing that. Your story is extremely powerful. Like, I don't know that you fully realize yet how powerful your story is and is going to be, because just like you said, I don't think eating disorders are talked about enough. I think, and I don't know why. I mean, but I think that that's something that a lot of people, especially us as women, you know, struggle really badly with to some degree or another. Maybe it's not, you know, to the extremes of what you experienced, but I think all of us have that weird, funky, messed up relationship with food at some point in our lives. And I think that as you get more comfortable, you know, continuing to share your story, you're going to be able to help so many people, because there are tons of people out there that can relate to that, you know. And so thank you so much. I'm so glad you're a part of this, and I'm so glad that you feel so much better and that you have developed, you know, so much of a better relationship with food and just, you know, in life in general now. So you're amazing. Thank you so much. All right. Next, we have another really great transformation, kind of from a health standpoint too. One of my own personal coaches, Margaret Smith, decided to join me a couple years back. And so we are going to, I'm just going to turn it over to you, Margaret, and let you run with it, because I don't want to ruin any of your story. And I'm going to try to get you up on.
Can you hear me?
Yep, sure can.
There's so many new faces.
I know.
And I don't know everybody, but and then I see Jamie peeking over there in my space too. My story is a little bit.
Let me go through and mute everybody real quick.
Yeah.
And then let's see. Let me mute everybody. And then I'll unmute you, Margaret, if I can find you. Okay, there you go.
Okay, hang on. I'm trying to computerize this. Okay.
You're good.
So, for y'all who don't know me, I have been with Beachbody about 2 years. I am 36 now. Okay, I'll put that all out there. And I am from Memphis today. And, you know, the past 2 years have kind of been a struggle. I've been back from Birmingham. I just didn't really have a place to live, it felt like. But anyway, so mine is a little different story, because it's a few years ago. So it's like when I was 33, I have owned a couple of restaurants. I have, I've got a bachelor in computer science. I manage a vet practice. I mean, if it was out there, I did it. And I was just spinning my wheels at both ends. And I hadn't even ever thought about what's eating right. I didn't even know what it was. And, you know, when you're on the go and you're working 50 hours a week, you just grab and go. And hopefully that you have enough energy to make it through the day. And so also I just got married, so I was juggling a whole new marriage, and that was just a whole deal in itself. But at the end of the day, it was me that I was struggling with. And after, I've been going to therapy for a long time, you know, I will admit that. And he said, Margaret, if you were going to put an advertisement out there on your soulmate, what would you describe? And I'm like, but I wouldn't do that. He goes, hypothetically, Margaret. Okay. So I started naming out these 15 qualities. He goes, what you just named are things that you're lacking in yourself. And I'm going, genius. You know, and it was the trust. It was the loyalty. It was the to feel okay. I never felt good. I was always tired. And I did not know why. And they're just going, Margaret, you're stressed out, blood pressure, you know. So I would go to the doctors, and my lab work was off the chart. I mean, if it was high, it was me. And I kept going through the same thing, the lecture after lecture. Margaret, slow down. Okay, yes, I hear you. You know, probably 3 or 4 years from the doctors, from my parents, and it's just like, if somebody else tells me to slow down or to eat right, you know, I'm going to absolutely explode. I know, I got it, I hear y'all. Then I'll continue on. Well, a couple years ago, I went to the doctor, and cardiac and stuff kind of runs in my family. My granddad died at 39 from a heart attack, and I'm 36. So this was probably when I was about 33 or 33, I think. And they had just done all my lab work, and he comes in there, and I knew I hadn't been feeling good. I knew something was going on, but nobody could figure out what was wrong. They knew my lab was crazy, my blood pressure. I mean, nobody could figure it out. And I was just in tears. Just, I don't feel good. I don't have energy. Diet, da-da-da. Okay. So he comes in and he sits down with me and he said, Margaret, I'm just going to be blunt with you. There's no time, and I still get emotional too. There's no time to sugarcoat this. And what had been happening is I had these sores appear on the outside of my skin. I didn't know why. And he had said what has happened is the sores and stuff that are appearing on the physical side of your body, your internal organs have started to self-mutilate and eat themselves, basically. So my body was dissolving from the inside out. So I was killing myself from the inside out, from stress, running at both ends. And he said, if you don't change something, you're going to die. And it's not, in 10 years, it's like 2. And I'm going, okay, wow. And I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And the last thing I need is for this to be added to my plate. I've already got a plate full. Like, I need to be worried about what I'm going to eat. And so I'm just like, great. So I walked out of his office thinking, what am I going to do? And am I really going to do anything? I've tried this, I've tried that. Am I really going to slow down? Am I really going to take what he said into heart? And I did, but I didn't realize I was. So on the way home, I'm kind of thinking about what just happened. And then, fighting through tears, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? I'm 33 years old. I can't die yet. I didn't know that this was the problem. And so, so I get home, and how we all do, turn on the TV, and I'll pop up Facebook, and I'm scrolling through the news feed, like we all do, aimlessly. And for at least a year, I would scroll through and I would see Kim's great fitness post and videos of the day and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, oh, gosh, she is so good. She's just, a go-getter. I'm going to keep scrolling, But then that popped up, and I'm like, you know what? I've got to see if she can help me. I've seen her post for a year. What is it going to hurt? I've tried all this other stuff, So I'm scrolling. And so it was probably a matter of maybe an hour. We had talked. She had placed my order. My order was on its way, and we were getting a game plan. So to make a long story short, I did the 21-day fix. And when you want to talk about something change in your life, 14 days in, I had to go back for the recheck doctor, and I'm thinking, oh God, we're in trouble. My blood work was back in the normal range. My blood pressure, my body was not only healing itself, but I felt so much better. And the doctor was absolutely in awe. Like, how did you do this? And I'm going, well, let me tell you about what I did, And so 21 days later, truly changed my life. I had lost 19 inches. I didn't really need to lose weight, but I needed to get my body right. And that was the best I've ever felt in my entire life, and it changed me as a person. It changed me mentally. I never knew that I was just going at both ends, because all I wanted to do was please everybody else. I never put myself first. I was always last. Hence what happened to me at 33, because I always put myself last, and I expected to be able to give. I didn't have anything left to give. And I didn't know that, so I kind of fallen off the wagon for 2 years, and this last year, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. It is not genetic. It was all to every one of us. So I've had to take care of her. Guess what? Here I go on the back burner again. And I talked to Ken. Finding the accountability, I know I have to take care of myself first, but that chemo and stuff is the most god awful. I don't wish it upon anybody. I've never seen it until I don't wish it upon anybody. So she went through that. Lo and behold, 5 months later, 3 weeks ago, it's back. So this week was our second round of chemo again. My point being is I have to take care of me because I can't take care of her. And I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for Kim's videos of the day and her post. And, because she is the reason I will, till the day I die, she is the reason why my life changed, because she posted consistently. And I saw that for a year. And when I got home, I'm like, Kim, oh my gosh, Kim, help. And it's a life-changing story. And so now that I have to take care of my mom, I have to take care of me first, and so that's my story. Things are kind of up and down still over here on this end, but we just got back from a vacation on the beach, so I'm ready to get it, and it's just stick with it, guys. Stick with it and take care of you. You have to. So that's kind of mine in a nutshell.
Thank you so much, Margaret. It's still, again, that gives me chills all over again, makes me cry. And I'm so thankful that you finally said yes.
I know, because you had been getting me for a year, and I'm like, ignore. I'm not like, I'm like, me again, but that one time she got me.
That's all it takes. And you have to be in the right spot. And that's what we tell people over and over again. Just because somebody says no, that's okay. It's not the right time for them. Keep them on your list. Keep checking in with them.
You did.
It's time, because you never know. And part of the power of Margaret's story, I think, too, is, you never know who you can truly, help. And I mean, I know we help everybody, but, helping you, Margaret, and the way that this completely changed your health and literally saved you.
It really did.
It's different than me needing to lose 5 pounds. I mean, it's kind of on 2 totally different levels, right? So,
yeah.
But that is what we can do. That's how powerful this whole opportunity is. So, always remember that, guys. When you're, nervous about talking to people and nervous about inviting to people, think about how it's really, truly going to change their life, because it's that powerful and it has the potential to do that.
I had no idea what I'd gone through. We were high school. I mean, she had no idea. I was probably the last person that she would ever think would message her and be like, look, I need this and I need this now. I mean, so you just don't ever know. You don't ever know.
Yep. Thank you so much. It's great to have you on here. All right. I'm going to keep this rolling. We're going to move on to Emily real quick. Emily's got just a really short little training, something that literally popped in her head the other day. She messaged me. She's like, oh my God, Kim, I have to share this. I was like, all right, go for it. I don't even know what it is. So Emily, I'm turning it over to you.
What I wanted to share with you today is something that hit me the other day. The 3 voices in your business. What are those 3 voices? And what I'm going to share with you are personal messages that people have sent to me. So none of this is me. It's the voice of my business. So I want you to try to figure out what this first voice is. Is this a pyramid scheme? I can do this on my own and don't need a shake. I prefer classes in a gym. I like to chew my food. I'm not in sales and I could never sell a thing. That's really expensive and I don't have that kind of money. What do you think that voice is? That is the voice of fear. Those are people that are scared. When they come and attack you with something, that is fear. Okay, the next one. I don't want to leave my house. I hate my life. I don't want to get undressed in front of my own husband. I hate the person I've become. To compensate for the loss of my spouse, I've been overeating. I've come to terms with the fact that I'll always be fat. I feel so alone. That last message is one that I've gotten numerous times. I get that at least once a week from different people. That is the cry for help. And that is what this business is all about. We are to help those people. Margaret is a perfect example of that. She cried out and she got help. And the last one that I wanted to read to you are 2 letters that I received from 2 separate people. And I really hope I don't cry because they mean a lot to me. My daughter was born 20 weeks premature. We have her and everything. every therapy imaginable, speech, physical, and occupational. We spend our lives at doctors for her. I always tell her, you are strong, you can do this. I received 22 hard corps in the mail and turned it on. As someone who hasn't exercised in a long time, I wanted to turn it off until my daughter got down on the floor next to me and said, you are strong, you can do this, Mama. All these years, she was listening to my encouraging words, and now she was the one cheering me on. Thank you for introducing me to this program and letting my daughter turn the tables on me and become the cheerleader that I've always been for her. Here's the next one. I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for making my parents feel better again, better about themselves, better parents, better grandparents, a better wife, a better husband, better nurses, better humans. And my father is pretty much diabetic free. A year ago, my mom couldn't run around with my 3 babies and my dad too. And it makes me tear up watching them laugh and play with them. It has been life-changing. It really has. They are completely different people. It is beautiful. They are full of life, and my mom and I are closer than ever. We have bonded over, who would have ever thought, shake recipes. It has been great, and I thank you so, so much. She talks about you all the time, and I love you for it. You have brought out the best in her. Thank you so much. You are amazing and such a beautiful soul. Please keep doing what you're doing. You have changed so many lives and brought together an entire family in more ways than one. That is the voice of gratitude. And what I want to share with you is that not only are these people messaging you and a part of your business, they're also right here. They're inside your head. You have fear, and you cried out for help at some point. Why are you here today? Because you reached out to somebody and you said, help me be better. Help me get my life back. And that person is still there. Remember that person. Remember that girl or guy that you were and why you came here. And then gratitude. Be so grateful for what you have. I would say of the 3 voices, you need to stop with the fear and turn it into gratitude and think about this amazing family that you have in front of you. I'm so excited that there are so many people on this call, and I look around and I see sisters. I see hundreds of sisters, and I have no biological sisters. And God said, Emily, you don't need biological sisters. Here's your family. So I'm so happy that you all are here, and I am grateful for you every single day. Every one of you is special and significant, and you add value to my life and the lives of thousands of people. You are why this business works. You are the reason that in 10 years, this won't be an epidemic anymore. We're going to empower so many women, and it's because of what you're doing every day. So when you hear that fear, think about that gratitude. And think about what made you start. So, again, what is your voice? What are these voices in your head? For me, I choose gratitude, the ability to change lives. I also choose to listen to the cries for help as I am needed in this world more than I ever thought. And that's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Wow. Well, I'm not even going to say anything after that because that was just, boom, pretty much it right there. You're always amazing, Emily. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for sharing that. And those stories, I remember I had heard one of them before, the last one that you read, and they're all just super, super powerful. And this is why we do this, is to help those people. So, and there are a lot of them out there. So thank you, everybody that has, shared their stories with us. Now it's time to turn it over to corporate. So we have got the corporate video that I know you all have been anxiously awaiting. But I'm glad that we started with stories because something that I wanted to do, I really loved, I don't know how many of you guys were on the Soul Surge for Diesel Nation, but I loved how much that connected everybody. And it was, all of us like getting back to the root of why we are doing this. And that's kind of what I wanted with this. So that's why I started, you know, the way that we did with hearing some really, really powerful stories. Now it's time. I will share my screen again and pull up this corporate video for you real quick.